Cut to the Chase podcast, guys. Thank you again for tuning in for another episode. Always appreciate you guys listening. Don't forget, subscribe, like, and share. Just go straight to YouTube. We have a YouTube page. It'd be great. All you got to do is hit the subscribe button and like it. Tell a friend, and that's how we get things rolling here on the podcast. Thanks again for tuning in. It's a very, very interesting time that we're living in. I'm in studio. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed the other episodes that we had put out with some guests. Got some really good feedback on those. Love doing these episodes with guests, with my friends, and very interesting people. So guys, keep sharing and letting me know what you think. I did state in the beginning that we are living in very, very interesting times. The reason why I'm saying that is because yesterday was National Ice Cream Day. And I didn't even take part in the celebration. And this is where this is when you know that we're living pretty much in the dark ages, when I don't know that that's National Ice Cream Day. Like, I didn't even partake in it. So I've been really pissed about that. So what I did is I made up for it today. I've been shitting all fucking day. I've been eating ice cream all day. I started off eating an ice cream sandwich, a vanilla ice cream sandwich, traditional, which is always good. That's a classic site. By the way, classic, can't go wrong with a ice cream vanilla sandwich. If you're not an ice cream person, just eat one of those like ice cream sandwiches. It's not a lot. You can handle it. And then I ordered a iced mocha coffee from Flower. I don't know if where you guys live, but here in the East Coast, there's a kind of like a cafe shop, kind of a cool cafe shop called Flower Bakery Cafe. They make really good iced mocha lattes, coffees. I had one of those. So, my dairy's fucking already going out. Is already out the roof. Is it out the roof or off the roof? Through the roof. There it is. See? I will read a book one fucking day. Like, literally, like, I will read one book one day. Like, just bear with me, guys. Have you guys ever just like told yourself like you need to do something to make you a better person, but you just don't do it? I feel like that's what I do when it comes to reading. Like, I just don't do it, but I know I need to do it to make me a better, well-versed individual. Because there's words that I say in conversations and people literally will stop and say, that's not even a word. And I would look at them and say, but you know what I meant. So I don't know where the problem lies. I will have to kind of dissect this later when I bring in Nikki Neighborhoods. He's going to have to help me kind of navigate this issue. May not be an issue, though. It may just be a little thing. Based on a lot of people's tones and reactions by their fucking faces, it's an issue. So I'm just reading people's body language because I don't use the right verbiage for things. And that could be a problem later on as I get into I don't know, I am an adult sometimes. Listen, I ate a lot of ice cream today. I've been in the fucking bathroom all day. Dairy's been, an issue today. Not usually for me though, which is actually interesting because I don't really have a dairy problem. I could drink like 2 milkshakes right now and it won't be a problem. After I leave the studio here, I will go get it. I'm going to go get a cookies and cream peanut butter milkshake from JP Licks. I know what you guys are saying. You're doing too much, Chase. But you know what? I got nothing to lose anymore. honestly, I got nothing to lose at this point. I decided this weekend that I'm just going to try things and hopefully there are consequences with them. instead of going into it and being like, hey, there probably will be consequences. I'm going to do the reverse. I want to experience the consequence so I can actually know I want to know how it feels to kind of feel a consequence, but possibly not be able to come back from it. But it just depends on what it is. I feel like ice cream is a good starting point. I'm not saying I'm going to go, do any other crazy stuff, but I think ice cream is where I'm going to start. With that being said, if that made any sense at all, I got caught up on some comedy specials over the weekend. I'll talk with Nikki about that too. I watched the Bill Burr special on Netflix last night. Whoa. Bill's got some stuff to say, and I liked it. I liked everything. Bill Burr is the only probably individual that can say the things that are in my heart, but I won't say. Because he's already ingrained in it. That's him, Oh, such a great special. Please, guys, just if you don't know who Bill Burr is, you need to. You need a Bill Burr in your life. You got to listen to a Bill Burr once a week because Bill Burr puts things in perspective. Okay. So I saw Bill Burr's special. I really enjoyed it. One of the best ever to do it, in my opinion. I think I put him in my top 5. He just moved into my top 5 of all time. No sports, so I won't talk about sports. Nothing going on. I don't want to talk about trade deadlines. I don't want to talk about NBA D League. Young 18-year-olds just dunking. I don't want nothing's going on. I don't want to talk about that. These last couple weeks, I've been chilling. I know that you guys haven't heard my voice. We released a few episodes with guests. Been kind of just chilling, doing stand-up gigs, trying to get back into the routine of getting back on stage on a consistent basis, which is, I told myself a little while ago this summer that I would take some time off with things because I wanted to enjoy myself. I wanted to be outside. I wanted to enjoy the summer. But it's hard to take breaks as a stand-up comedian. It's not productive. You don't grow when you take breaks as a comedian. You grow in other areas, but you just don't grow as a performer. You really have to get on stage and force yourself to get on stage. That's the key word, force. So I'm looking forward to getting some dates in the books, getting out on the road, coming to your guys' city. And that's all I've been thinking about, honestly, these last couple of weeks. How do I prepare for the fall and get things where they need to be? So I've been kind of doing some thinking. I do want to say, before we start and go into the podcast a little deeper, I want to say condolences to, rest in peace, to my comedy brethren, Jack Knight. He writer for, he's a stand-up comedian, writer, actor, really, just a young, just juggernaut in the comedy game. And he passed away over the weekend. I'm not sure, what happened. I'm sure I'll get some information later on, or if maybe there's an update today on what happened over the weekend with him. But, I'm just going to say this, guys, and I won't make it too much. Whoever you think you need to call and make sure that they're okay, or you need to figure out, what's happening to people that you care about, just give them a call and tap in with them. A lot of good people are leaving this earth, and it's a really crazy time. So just pick up that call. If you need to make amends with people, try to do that. If you need to forgive people, try to do that. That's all I have to say about that. I'm not really great with these type of things, but I just wanted to kind of say that before we start this podcast. I'll be honest with you. This episode probably won't be a lot of me talking because I mean, I usually have a lot to say. A lot of times it never makes sense, which is fine. But I have a lot to say usually. Now, this guy, you know what? I've been noticing a few things about him. I haven't told him. You know, he's been shaking and baking. He's been shaking and baking. He's been leaving the city without telling nobody. By the way, I respect men who do that, who just leave and don't say anything and then come back as if nothing ever happened. And you're like, hey, dude, you just came back from fucking Japan. No fucking texts, no fucking pigeon, no letter, nothing. Just shows up. Hey, what's up? I don't know. You tell me, dude. You just racked up like 5,000 frequent flyer miles through Delta. He's been in Austin, Texas. He's been in Philadelphia. He's been in Miami. I mean, based on those fucking cities, you would think this guy is on a multi-world stand-up comedy tour. Nikki Neighborhoods. Kid, I don't even know where to begin. How do we start? Where do we start? What is going on with you? You seem like a little relaxed. You seem a little refreshed.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was due to you being away these past few weeks. I mean, what's going on with you?
Well, I'm happy that you got some episodes done while I was gone.
I did. I had to fucking step it up.
Yep. Check that out, the Sandbuck episode. I was away. I was away, man. I had a good time.
I first noticed that you were away the reason why I like you so much, dude, is that you have a very passive aggressive fucking way you do your stories. And I've been wanting to tell you this. And I'm fucking getting sick of it, dude.
I want to hear it. Let's go.
The way you post your stories, it's very passive aggressive.
In what way?
Because you're fucking you take a picture of you in with a scenic route.
Scenic route.
Like, those guys that just when they drive, they'll drive, but they'll take the long way, the scenic route,
Yeah.
with the water in the background, instead of just taking the I-95 straight to Providence. You like to go around. You'll go through, Walston Beach.
Yeah.
And then the way you took the way you cuff your shirt. When you do the shirt, you tuck in the shirt, you got the ankle cleavage, and you just look like a world traveler, but you're not.
But you're like, oh man, that aesthetic does not match his neurotic his tempestuous personality.
See, there you go with that extra word.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I'm like, this guy, I'm like, does he just gear himself up? Sometimes I'm thinking like, okay, this guy puts himself through so much shit through the week. And then when he has time, his downtime, he's going to not only do it and get away, but he's going to look the part.
Oh, yeah. You can't.
Right? You're going to look like you're relaxed, right? Mm-hmm. You look like you dress like your mind, if that makes sense.
No, that's true. I'm glad you noticed that.
You dress like I don't know. It's just, I know you're in a good mood when you're in like a beige khakis and a white t-shirt. Mm-hmm. That's when I'm like, okay, he's relaxed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really embrace vacation. I'm not trying to be someone that I'm not, but because in that moment, I actually am that person. In that moment, when I'm in Miami at a nice hotel and there's people that make like I'm the poor person at that hotel.
Oh, yeah.
No, there's no question. And they know that when I upon check-in.
Yeah.
Because I'm not a hateful motherfucker. When rich people check in, they throw their card down and they immediately ask for an upgrade.
There's another thing.
The first thing they do.
There's another thing that rich people do that that they're rich when they check in hotels. Check their preferences when they first check in. You can tell how rich a person is based on the preferences before they check into a hotel. Their like settings, how they like their room set up. I need one bottled water Fiji on ice in my room.
Yeah.
I need one Snicker bar. I need, a orchid.
Mm-hmm.
How about this? Fuck you. How about if I just give you a key and go upstairs?
Yeah, just give me the key, guy. I'm like, do me a favor. Give me the key and make sure the room doesn't suck.
And it locks.
Yeah.
That's all I needed to do.
Yeah.
And clean sheets.
But I play the part.
You do.
I play the part. It's important to be in the moment. I'm like a method actor when I'm on vacation.
Ooh,
100%.
Nikki's coming in hot. I know you're
Unless it's a shit place, unless it's a place where I'm like, I don't want to play this role. I don't want to be whatever Austin, Texas is. I'm not that. Fuck that. So I go right back to Boston in my mind.
So you went to Austin, Texas
we'll do a
first,
recap,
right?
yeah. So, off the heels of my Italy trip, I'm very like, let's go.
Light flex.
Let's go. I like domestic travel. I had a good experience abroad in Italy. It's hard not to, but I'm like, all right, I can't keep. I'm not Anthony Bourdain here. So let's go. Let's do what we can do on a smaller scale. So
right.
Domestically, I'm like, all right, let's try and do some. So I had to go to Austin, Texas for my cousin's wedding.
Oh, so you went for a wedding. Okay. I was going to ask you what you went for, but okay.
Went for a wedding. Austin would not be my first place to go, just to hang out.
Is it on any option list for you at all?
No.
Wow.
None. I don't find the South, that type of the South, like Atlanta's a different thing for me. That kind of South I'm into. Culture, music, good food.
Gucci Mane.
There's an element of black excellence. I don't. Oh, we haven't done this in a while.
I was not ready for you to say that, but we're trying to hold back on the.
I think we're comfortable enough, but like, I love, and not in a way that is objectifying or is. I just love being in that place.
Feel it.
I like the reminder of black excellence in the South.
There you go.
That I get down with.
But Texas
has none of that. There's none of that in Austin, Texas. It's a soulless city.
Definitely black.
Well,
a lot of black people. I mean, it's black people, but for sure.
No, I didn't see many black people down there.
Maybe not.
And trust me, I was looking. I was, not. I wouldn't say I was on the hunt. I wouldn't use those words.
We don't use those
ever. I don't think I'd ever use those words.
I don't think. Yeah.
But I was visually just kind of like, Interesting.
Yeah. Even in Austin, huh?
I feel as though people are looking at me like, where are you from? In Austin. Austin was a soulless, and again, I don't mean to do. Tim Dillon does a great rant on Austin that I watched with my wife, and now my wife's a Tim Dillon fan. It's a soulless city. It's a city where everybody is transient. The people that are actually from there aren't even there anymore.
Yeah.
It's a mix of LA, Nashville, but like the worst parts of those cities. It was the worst. There was like one thing that I liked there, and that was heavily influenced by LA, and it was South Congress Street. After the quirky, it's like 2 blocks of, hey, quirky, you can buy hats and boots and all this other stuff, and then it's like a juicery. And that's when like Sunset Boulevard just kicks in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So
I haven't been to Austin yet. And
if you're doing comedy in Austin, okay.
Yeah.
Great. If you're there to work, fine.
University of Texas is there though, right? So are you basing this type of are you basing these, I guess, statements? I mean, is it fair to base these statements because it is a college town, right? So it's a lot of young kids there. So is that why you think you weren't feeling it? You're just out of
No, I wasn't feeling it because I love major cities.
Okay.
I love cities with like
brick buildings, high rise.
Hey, well, I mean, I love cities where there's a place that I can stumble into and feel like, oh man, I don't have this in Boston.
I see. Okay.
We don't have this in Boston.
Right. We don't have cowboy boots though here. Cowboy hats.
And I enjoyed that, and I liked that part.
Did you go cattle ranching? Cattle saddling?
No.
I don't know what they do down. What I mean.
No.
Okay. All right.
The food was fine. I don't like Tex-Mex, Mexican food. I'm all set. Just give me the regular shit.
Steak? Did you have some steak down there?
I don't really do steak. That's the thing. Is like I don't.
Okay.
I'm sure that was great. I'm sure the steak is great. I'm sure that that's a thing that they do in Texas.
Are you,
So,
not,
like,
are you not a meat guy? Not a big, huge
not
meat
a
guy?
big meat guy.
Once in a while, though. You probably
Every
might.
once in a while, like I had just had a snack. It was like a little, but like I'm not like going down there for a steak, you know.
I mean, I've heard that Texas is known for their good meat and steaks.
I'd go to a steakhouse in a heartbeat. I'd go to Dallas, which is like a capital of steakhouses, because the steakhouses down there do everything well.
Okay, now
Get what
so
I'm
now
saying?
we're getting somewhere. Okay, so you already know where to go to get the things that. Okay, so
So like so Austin for me was kind of just the way that people talked it up. It was a little bit of like it was a letdown.
okay,
A little bit of a letdown. It was also 105 fucking degrees.
that's probably why you're probably more angry.
It was 100 degrees,
Yeah.
and the humidity was oppressive. My wife and I stayed at this place called the Line Hotel, which is great. It's for drug addicts and hipsters that want to stay at
Nice.
a nice place.
Nice.
You know, it had a beautiful restaurant in there for one of the, what do they call it, Chop Chefs. I don't know, some TV chef had a place in it. So nice, kind of young and trendy and dirty, and you know the rooms were fine and whatever. So well, my wife and I were like, yeah, we're not gonna eat here, but we'll walk down to the Four Seasons. We love walking down to the Four Seasons.
Yeah.
Not staying because we can't afford the room, but we can afford the lunch or the breakfast.
you could afford like to go into.
I can afford a lunch or a breakfast.
A visit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't afford an extended stay or even a stay.
or a stay
At the Four Seasons. A 24-hour stay is out of the question at this point. But so we went down there a couple times, and my cousin's wedding was fine. It was just you know, I had to drive and all this other shit, so it was fine. It was whatever. I'll never go back there.
any at this wedding was good. People looking good. People had a good time. Good wedding.
It was family, yeah. So it was a lot of drunk Irish people from Boston.
In Texas.
And then on the other side, my cousin married. I think his wife is Filipino. Beautiful, beautiful wedding. Beautiful people.
Interracial marriage.
Yeah.
Okay.
Big fan.
Family was good.
Great. Love the Filipino culture. I dropped a couple Joe Coy references. They loved it.
You did a little stand up?
I didn't do a little stand up, but I worked the room. I'm embarrassed at how much I love small talk with strangers.
I love it.
Don't you?
I love it. A lot of my friends don't like it, but
No.
I like small talk. But the thing is with small talk, Nick, I think you know, because you seem to be a good master at that. There's also a beginning, middle, and end to small talk.
There's an arc.
There's an arc to small talk. Some people don't get it.
That's mental illness, though. That's when you start to go, oh, this person's on the spectrum. They don't understand that. I just legitimately wanted to know, hey, how you doing?
Cliff notes.
Yeah, quick. How you doing? Good? Good. The family's good? Great. Who are you? Where are you from? Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh, my family has a friend. Okay, good.
I'm on the bride's side. Okay, yeah. Bing, bang, boom. Major talking points.
Boom, boom, boom. Yeah. All right.
But they were lovely people. We had a good time. I got a chance to spend time with my mother, my uncle, who he's kind of like a father figure to me. He's a great guy. Got a house that was could have been in the HBO show Succession. It was a beautiful home, stunning estate, and so that was a highlight going there for
The wedding
The-
ceremony part?
no, it was for the day after the brunch. The day after brunch.
So you went
was
to like
there.
a nice place for you guys to all be together?
We went to some like movie set. It was almost like a movie set. Like it's like a ranch. Yeah. I felt like we were gonna do like a 6-shooter draw up. That was just very Texas. It was very Texas.
Yeah.
But whatever, you know, it was a good time, and I'm happy for my cousin. And
well, good for you know.
but you know, we could have done this in New England.
Yeah.
We could have done this all in New England.
New England this time of year is like for New England this time of year. Well, it's still warm, but as it gets closer to like end of August, September, October, it's a really nice weather. It's really like kind of.
Yeah, I got married in New England in October. It was
What month?
fantastic. It was beautiful.
Oh, October. Oh, that's perfect.
The beginning, the first 3 days of October was still 70 degrees.
It's perfect. That's
And
perfect.
gorgeous. And guess what?
Yeah.
There's things here.
And it's close.
Yes.
And manageable.
Yes, there's things here.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm being a brat, obviously. I'm being a snob, but I like the Northeast. I like the Pacific Northwest. I like, San Francisco, LA, San Diego.
I mean, we're not gonna go down this fucking like 50 world tour of like.
I'm just saying, it's a city.
Yeah. I want to talk about Texas. You're out. Not gonna live
Texas
there.
out. One good thing on the way out of Texas, beautiful Delta Lounge. Outstanding. One of the better Delta lounges I've ever been in. They have an outdoor patio space. The magazine selection was incredible.
As
The
you guys
food-
know, Nikki's very, very up on his, travel arrangements and critiques.
I'm not wealthy. I don't come from a wealthy family. That being said, I like to spend money on things that will make me feel more wealthy than I actually am. So the Delta Lounge comes with my credit card that I pay. I pay to have this credit card. And I get to go to this.
You get points for that.
I get points.
All right.
A whole bunch of things come with it.
Excuse me.
Yeah. So I spend money on things to make me feel wealthier than I actually am. And that's one of the things.
Just travel.
Travel.
Good. Miami, what's going? Quick, what's up?
Let me tell you something. I could move to Miami tomorrow.
Let's do it.
I could move to Miami
Let's go, bro.
tomorrow.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
What's stopping us?
Well, a lot of things.
No, you're right.
Fentanyl.
Yeah.
That's it. It's for sure.
Yeah. I'm sure. This is the thing about me about Miami. One of the places I'm scared to move down there. I've always been scared to move down there. Even
You
when I
should
was in
be.
college, I was always scared to move down to Miami because I know how I am.
Yeah, you should be.
I have an addictive personality. There's no one I feel that does great. There's nobody successful in Miami who actually lives there 24 years round.
Yeah, Miami has
Right?
an element of that like Vegas has that I can't put my finger on.
It's
And
like people who are successful who live outside, but they come back. They have places there, but so they'll do a stretch of like 2-3 months, then they leave, then they come back.
Miami is obviously like it's a vacation, but it's not a place where you actually live, unless you're a sociopath or a pit bull. That it's not a place where you actually would. I don't think raise a family, but it's a place that you can go to 4 times a year.
Yeah.
Once a quarter. I could go to Miami once every 3 months or 4 months.
Quick trip, weekend.
Once every 3 months.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's because I feel like Miami just kind of has that, kind of like that inviting, like, hey, come down, let loose for a weekend. You need it. We have everything you need.
Everything.
And go back to
Never
your-
left the hotel. Stayed at the Edition, the Miami Beach Edition.
Oh,
They have a
okay.
beautiful pool set up right on the water, obviously. Didn't need to leave. We did leave. We had dinner at an Italian house, or not Italian house, at an Italian restaurant in Soho House called, I think it's Ciccioni's or whatever.
All right.
Beautiful.
Miami Heat versus Texas Heat. What are we doing? What's the deal?
I'll take Miami Heat because no one there is going to go, oh, it's so dry. It's the dry heat. It's like, no, you're in fucking Miami and you're wearing lidded constantly.
Oh, you have to wear light.
And there's a pool everywhere. There's ample air conditioning. Like it's
Dude, you know what, bro? Actually, as I'm looking at you, like I look in your whole thing, you do like if somebody told me, hey, where you going? I'm like, hey, I'm visiting my boy Nicky down in Miami, and if we flew down there and you picked us up, I know exactly what you would be wearing, and I'd be like, this guy, like Miami definitely suits you. I feel like.
yeah, because you can be anything you want to be in Miami.
So Nicky's going out just
You
to
can be anything you want to be in
just
Miami.
pretend to be, whatever.
Miami is like L.A., Vegas, and New York City combined.
Ah, great.
Yeah. Nope, it is L.A.,
No.
Vegas, New York City.
That's a great example.
You've got a Spanish and Latin influence. You've got money because people are moving their hedge funds down there because of the tax benefits.
Sure.
And then you have that little bit of raunchy, like there's a little human trafficking, a little like I could end up dead tomorrow if I go in the wrong and I take the wrong thing or do the wrong thing.
Yeah. I feel like you need that in the city.
But then there's also spas.
Yeah,
you could also like
you gotta relax after you kill a couple bodies.
rehab in Miami.
You gotta relax after you kill a couple bodies, bro.
Yeah, we had a good time. We had a really good time. The hotel, there were things that I would have changed, but we met this one chick at the bar.
This is what I'm talking about.
At this bar called the Matador Room. Felt like a very classic Hollywood type vibe.
Wait, hold on. You said it's called the Matador Room?
In the hotel, yeah, it's called the Matador Room. It's a restaurant, but it's a classic bar. I'll pull a picture up for you as I'm describing this. But it's a place where it's a place where titans of industry would go, to kind of hash out deals, to cheat on their wives, to do a lot of things. It's very much that vibe as soon as you walk in. I'll just kind of blow it up for you. So it's a beautiful setup. Kind of old Vegas, the walls are, whatever. So we're sitting there, my wife and I, and, of course, it's Miami. Hold on, sorry. Let me pull this picture up. This will do it more justice. That's the same picture. Anyways, you get the picture. For those of you listening, just fucking skip forward for 10 extra seconds.
Yeah, it looks nice.
But Miami's a place where you can go and you can sit at the bar. And I asked the bartender this. I was like, how many guys come in here that are real deal, serious money guys, serious, whatever. I don't want to say drug lords or kingpins, but he knew my face. So I go, how many guys come in here that are serious versus, fucking phony balonies? He's like, a shocking amount of serious people come in here and say things that would blow your mind. And I was like, whoa. So he's like, we have CEOs coming in here that meet investors, angel investors that meet people and they go, well, we know it's illegal, but we're going to push it through anyways. This is how we're going to do it. Can I get another martini, please? Mm-hmm. Another thing of olives and potato chips. Mm-hmm. And I'm just like, whoa. Mm-hmm. And so as we're having this conversation, some chick comes up to us and is like, you'll never believe this. And now she looks at us and she could probably just tell that we're a safe couple to talk to. I'm in a Tommy Bahama shirt. My wife is dressed well. So we're kind of just receptive to this energy. Mm-hmm. She's from New York. She's in finance. She's telling us the story. She's like, she's shit-faced. Absolutely hammered. She goes,
sounds about right.
Do you know that this hotel has a bowling alley and a skating rink in the basement? And my wife and I are like, okay. No, we actually didn't know that. That's awesome.
I mean,
we went down, we bowled, Chase. We bowled a couple frames. We did not get on ice skates. This woman then proceeded to fall over on the bowling terminal, the ball terminal.
Yeah.
Face first. And we had to go and put her to bed, my wife and I, for this complete stranger. That's Miami.
Okay.
That's Miami to me.
A few questions I have.
Yeah, go ahead.
When you say put her to bed, like
not
what?
like in her bed, but we were like, this chick kind of befriends us at the bar. We noticed that she's drunk. When I say fall, I've never seen anyone actually fall over a bowling turnstile.
That's what she did.
She pinned her arms underneath her body too.
Yeah.
I had to pick her up off the turnstile. I've never met this woman.
No. Why would you?
She seems overly comfortable. That's how I knew she was wealthy. Is because she was just very comfortable with
just
whatever.
Yep. Because rich people don't give a fuck.
They don't give a fuck. She was talking about
rich people treat everyone not richer than them the same.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know that, right?
Yeah.
Like they know if you're rich, you treat everyone who's not on the same level as you the same.
Yeah.
Because they don't have money.
Yeah. Well, she could tell too by how hesitant I was to just be like, it's $200 game of bowling at this place.
The fuck
you get a meal, you get the alcohol credit of $150, the games
whatever,
50 whatever.
Got it.
And they gave us a bottle of wine because we didn't use the credit, whatever. So but I'm like, the fuck do we need to do this for? It's midnight. Let's just go home. Let's just go up to our room. Not her. She's wealthy. She didn't give a fuck.
No.
So I'll Venmo you. Like, you are not Venmoing anyone. You're about to get captured and taken right now. You need to go to bed.
Go to bed. All right.
So that's the. There's still people going that hard in Miami. You meet these fractured souls in Miami because she starts talking obviously about her husband that cheats on her and is a sociopath. He's in finance, the whole thing. So I'm just like,
does it ever end?
There's that element of Miami where you're just like, oh, I can see how people end up in bad situations.
Of course.
And that's Miami.
And that's Miami in a nutshell. Pretty much all misfits of the country. I call them functional misfits.
Oh yeah, she's functional.
Right? Functional misfits go to Miami. People who are still able to like be productive in their workspace. But socially, holy shit.
Yeah, oh yeah.
They are a ticking time bomb ready to happen. And I guess each his own, right?
Yeah.
It's a free country, you know. It is what it is. You could do what you got to do. For me, bro, I think you kind of understand this about me. I have a beginning, middle, and end to a party. I'm always leaving the party early. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to be the last person at the party.
No.
I'm good. Nothing like, how much energy can you exude? Like, you know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. Where I'm like, these rich people are on another fucking level because you know what? It's like they don't stop drinking. We saw her at the pool. I noticed her. I clock everyone at the pool.
Yeah.
When I go on these types of vacations, I'm looking at 2 or 3 things. I'm looking at what kind of watch you're wearing. Just immediately.
Wow.
5-star hotel. I want to see what kind of watch everyone's wearing. Everyone's got a Rolex on. I was very disappointed in the watches.
Okay.
There was no diversity.
Right about it.
There's no diversity in watches. It's like, we get it. You're wealthy. You have a Rolex, whatever. Who gives a shit?
Yeah, step it up there.
But I clocked hers, and then what are they reading? She's some book on soldiers, which I was like, oof.
Like Buffalo Soldiers? Like
No,
like Bob
like
Marley
Freedom
shit?
Soldiers or something. So I'm like, well, she could be one of those.
Was she? Wait, Freedom Soldiers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not like what worth. Not like Tuskegee.
Shit.
Like Texas.
Oh, Texas. Oh shit. I'm like, damn. She probably was into black guys. I was gonna see what's her number.
And then I'm looking at, are they drinking or whatever. This chick was drunk at the pool.
Oh yeah.
These people go all the stamina. Because they're just eating the best shit. They're taking the best medicine. They're going and they're relentless of not wanting to die because they think their life is so great that they're working out every day.
Yeah.
These people are like zombies.
No, they're walking. Yeah. Hey, listen.
So it was great. I love it.
It was great.
I love that.
Aside from all that, you're like,
no, including that. That was the best part.
Yeah.
She's interesting. She's an interesting person. I'll never see her again, but that was you had something. You knew your life was whatever, and that's who you are, and you embraced it.
Embrace it.
You embraced it.
She's probably like at a point where she's like, I'm gonna let loose. I got my life back home that's falling apart, even though it looks like it's good. Hey, I'm here to just forget about everything.
Apparently she was on a work trip, so good for her. These people, again, are high functioning. High functioning addicts that are just teetering on the verge of a mental breakdown.
Yeah, it's interesting you said that. I do feel like they are teetering though, and that teeter is gonna tear at some point. It's gonna tip at some point.
And when you have that much money, though, it's not. So let it tip. What's gonna happen?
Yeah. Yeah. Dude, I mean, I've never been, like you said. I've said it before. We said on podcasts. I'm not a huge drinker. I'm a social drinker. I like to have my little old fashions here and there, Corona here and there. Just never was my thing. I smoke my little devil's lettuce here and there for sure.
I still have that gene where I'll throw it all away for alcohol. It's in there.
It's in there.
And so I have to keep an eye on it.
You got to keep it. Yeah, you got to.
Yeah. I mean, I'm working my way towards being completely sober.
Do you think a part of the difference between people's alcohol consumption is a direct component to some sense of emotional vacancy?
No, I think it's the opposite.
You think it's the opposite?
I think that the alcohol, for me, helps me channel my emotional. It helps me access emotions quicker.
Oh, okay.
You know, it helps me, depending on what the drink or the situation is, it also helps me suppress them.
Sure. Well, suppressing,
You know?
for sure. Yeah. Yeah. So I guess it depends. Right. It could
I
go-
don't think that many people are drinking though that much anymore. I think it's an old school kind of way of doing things. You know, I think that's kind of an old pastime. I think people are on mushrooms. I think they're smoking weed. I think that's kind of, people are trying to be enlightened.
I think everyone's just doing everything. I think everyone just has more access to more options to do everything. You know, because they didn't have any options for the other things, they would drink more. You know, now you have like mushrooms, like you said, they got whatever, fucking all these other things you can do now. You know, now you can just be like, oh, I'll just mix the alcohol with the mushrooms. Let's see how this goes. You know.
Yeah. Well, I know that I usually will just stick to wine.
Wine's good.
I'll stick to wine, and then I'll be done, and it is what it is, and hopefully someday I'll stop drinking altogether.
Yeah. I mean, you can always be a social drinker. I'm a social drinker.
I can't.
So you know,
I
you have an addictive personality.
I have an addictive personality. It's not that I can't, you know, it's that I don't enjoy. I don't understand the value of. I want the whole bottle of wine. If I order a bottle of wine and I'm with someone else, we're gonna finish that bottle of wine. That's just how it is. If I go out to dinner with you, if I go out to
Nick has just looked in my eyes and was just like, "Hey, that's just how it is."
Yeah, it's just how it is, and you know, but I don't. But I see the value in completely taking it out of my life. You know, wine is something I would say is probably the only thing I could see myself really drinking past like next year.
Yeah.
I would say.
Listen, at some point, listen, we as men specifically, our bodies change too. You know, we have to look at it. I always equate my discussions with alcohol, or my I don't want to say I'm against alcohol. What I'm saying is, anytime I talk about alcohol, I'm always coming at it from the lens of health. I don't give a fuck about fun. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't really express my my ideas about alcohol from the angle of like fun. I'm only coming at it from an angle of health. So when someone's like, yeah, let's go fucking drink, let's have a good time, I don't give a fuck, because I can have fun without alcohol.
I've already done that.
I already did that.
I already threw my life away for alcohol. Like, I've already gone there.
You already went there.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm coming at it from like, anytime that I talk about alcohol with someone, I'm only coming at it from like, okay, well, how long can we do this? Mm-hmm. You know,
it's not a good look.
It's not gonna. It's, you know, you can say that you have it under control, or, you know, there's also these people like, well, I can fucking do whatever I want. You can, but you know what you can't fucking control is your fucking body when it wants to fucking deteriorate, and it's gonna tell you, yeah, it's over.
I think everyone has a tank. I think everyone has a tank filled, and my tank, my fuel tank for alcohol, I feel like I'm on the last drops of enjoying that, you know?
Yeah. And listen, sometimes you gotta find your. I gotta find my drink. I think that's me and you. We gotta do something. Me and you have to help me with this.
Sure.
We need to find me a cocktail that I will enjoy, that my go-to cocktail. Do you have a go-to cocktail? What's your go-to cocktail?
My go-to cocktail is usually tequila soda.
Tequila soda.
If I'm having a cocktail, very rarely, but like it'll be a tequila soda.
Tequila soda, like a Tito's lime or something.
Tito's and lime. Yes.
Tito soda lime. Okay.
Red wine if we're out to dinner.
Okay.
And then if there's like absolutely nothing else,
right, a beer or something,
like a Miller High Life. Yeah.
Fucking what?
Yeah. I don't like
A
I
Miller
don't like
High
good
Life?
beers. I don't like good beers at all. I'm over it. There's too
Miller
much
High
stuff
Life?
in them.
Well, you just fucking
It's the
name.
champagne of beers.
It's first of all, it's not. I don't know where the fuck you got that from. Holy, what the? Where did you freak? What?
It's
The champagne of beers?
High Life is the champagne of beers. It's their slogan. It's the champagne.
No,
of beers.
I mean, yeah, but yeah, yeah. There also was slogans like
You
know-
asked. I told you it's simple. These things are simple. You don't want to be thinking. That's when I do the mezcal old fashions that I'm like waking up the next morning being like, what the fuck? Why would I
Like, that's
ever
their slogan.
do this?
You're like, that's their slogan, so it must be.
Why would I go to the Oak Room at the Fairmont Copley with my friend Tyler the Cop and drink 8 mezcal old fashions on a Thursday?
Wow.
Why would I do that?
That's a lot.
That's when you
Yeah.
get to that point. You need to understand what you can do and what you can't do.
Yeah. Yes, and be open to that.
And just be very closed off to the nope.
Nope,
No, it's not happening.
it's not happening.
Where you
Yeah.
going for drinks? Some complicated place that's not going to have the no, okay, no, can't do it. Sorry.
You know what? You know what about alcohol that I can't do? It's not so much drinking it. Actually, you know what is this? When I drink alcohol, I'm just like, ugh. My body's just like, because I don't, bro. I'm telling you, I've never like, I didn't drink it till my like late 20s. By the way, after college, like, listen, I don't consider me having a few Mike's Hard Lemonade in college a fucking like a good time.
No,
You know what I mean? Like,
that's not the drink, unfortunately.
so that's the type of drinks I was drinking in college.
Yeah.
Like, so when I did drink in college, but it wasn't like I was going ham. I wasn't going hard.
Okay, so
I
very
wasn't-
opposite for me.
Very opposite. Yeah. Also, I was in athletics, so it's like,
Well, didn't stop me.
yeah, right. So, you're basically telling me a pussy. I'm a pussy.
Some of us have a gene that just put.
I guess it is. Maybe that alcohol thing just skipped me. But, hey, listen, there's nothing wrong with a nice cold Corona on a summer.
So you need a drink.
I do.
Okay.
I just don't know
You
where
need-
to start, what liqueur to start with.
Oh, see.
Brown, white.
No.
What do I do?
Okay. You need 3 drinks.
I fucking see when
Low
you,
class,
of
middle
all-
class, high class.
when you talk like this, I get my fucking nipple gets hard. Let's fucking go, kid.
I know you don't want to use sound things, but I had to do that
I
one.
mean, if it's deserved, it's deserved.
So you need three drinks for 3 situations. It will no doubt, no matter where you are, you stick to these 3
All right,
things.
talk to
You're
me.
low class.
Talk to me nice. Let's
Low
go.
class drink, you get a beer. Just get a beer.
Low cash drink.
I say low class, but it's not low class. It is what it is. But I just in
What
my
type
head
of
it's
beer,
tiered.
though?
It's tiered.
What
so
type
like
of beer? IPA, hopper,
no
light.
No,
what am I doing?
No,
I don't know.
light beer. You find a light beer that in a situation where you're at a dive bar,
Right.
At a situation
Blue Moon?
where you're
No.
yeah. I mean you can go Blue Moon. Yeah, Blue Moon's a good one.
What a white ale.
But see, this is now you start getting into analysis paralysis. You're at the bar. You're like, I'm a white ale. I'm gonna bloom. You know what? Jameson on the rocks.
That's what I do.
Yes. Okay. So remove the level of nuance from the order. Your low class order, a beer, Miller High Life. It's a working man's beer. You can have about 5 or 6 of them before you're like, I'm out. I'm done.
I don't think I can even have that. But
Yeah.
I'll
Okay.
try.
So there you go.
Yeah.
So there it is.
There it is.
That's it.
Really?
Your middle class is I'm out with people.
Yes.
I'm at a function. It's not necessarily the fucking Met Gala, but it's also not meeting
if
a buddy.
I'm meeting you at like, let's say, whatever, a dive bar or something.
Or you're just a restaurant.
Yeah,
You know,
restaurant.
Meet me over at, trying to think in Boston. Meet me over at fucking
Whatever, right? Something.
wherever.
Yeah.
I don't even know where people go anymore.
No.
Tequila soda. This is your cocktail. When you go out, tequila soda, you could do that. You could do vodka soda. You could do. I would stay away from Hennessy. I don't think it makes people better.
I don't think
it makes you
I don't think I could do that. Just because like I can't do that.
So your middle tier drink Your middle tier drink. You got your low tier drink, your beer, your Miller High Life. Your
Sure.
middle tier drink,
Yeah.
tequila soda, Tito's if you wanted to do Tito's and soda.
Or Casamigos.
I love Casamigos.
Okay. First of all, I like the way it's said.
Casamigos.
Casamigos.
Yeah.
I don't like bland, boring names for alcohols.
Patron. It's
yeah.
ugh, I already have a headache.
What's the third one?
Your high class drink.
Hey,
Your-
okay,
your
now-
top tier drink.
Here we go. What we talking?
Top tier drink. You go wine. You go a nice glass of wine. It's not always the most expensive.
Red or white?
Red, all the 4 seasons red. Every season is red.
Merlot, Cabernet, dry, sweet. What am I doing?
Depends on the season.
Fuck you. I
Here's what
love
you got to do.
Let's
Here's what you
go.
got to do. You can't pretend that you're someone that you're not.
Well, that's not going to happen.
This is what I learned very quickly.
I always pretend I'm not
You-
somebody. I always pretend to be somebody else. That's exactly what I do as soon as I walk into the restaurant.
You pick 4 wines. 4 wines that you know what they are. You don't need to know where they're from, although it's helpful. I like Italian wines.
Okay.
I love Italian wines because they're like kind of a juicy flavor. There's you can find a sweet one. You can find one that's like they call it like just a table wine, just able to drink it. It tastes like wine. It is what it is. You find those 4, and you know what they are, and you act surprised when they don't have them on the menu.
Wow. Fucking wow.
You know, summertime, fall, because of a Chianti, something light. No, you don't. Okay, all right. What would you recommend that's similar to that? And then you pick up the thing. Then you pick up your option number 2 for that. Everywhere I go, I think of if I'm drinking, I'm thinking of what tier am I going? Who's the crowd? Like, what's the deal? But you have it locked and loaded, so you're not like, oh, I'll do a mojito. No, you won't. You know, I'm not a mojito. I don't do rum.
Okay.
I don't do rum. I don't do brown liquor. I don't do
I could tell-
sweets.
I could tell that if you was to drink brown liquor, you'd probably be a little aggressive.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. I can't do Hennessy.
You would probably do like suicide sprints if you start. Like you probably want to play me in basketball if you drank Hennessy. I could see you probably being like that. If we're like in a club, I'm like, yo,
Yeah.
have a drink. You'd be like, yo, Chase, let's go play one-on-one. I'm
Right
sick and
now.
tired of you fucking thinking that you're fucking like. I could see you like challenging me to that.
Get a ball. Open the gym. Let's go.
Open up the nearest Boys and Girls Club
Yeah.
in Charlestown.
Yeah.
Let's fucking go.
Yeah. So those are the 3. Those are the 3
All right.
tiers of drinks, and if you know exactly what you like,
Yeah, I never,
it's very easy.
I never know
And
what I
you
like.
Don't deviate.
I gotta start. You can't deviate until you start. I haven't even started yet. You know what I mean?
Okay. Well,
So 3 drinks, got it. Boom.
a beer, a mixed drink, and
Got
then top shelf, whatever.
All right. I gotta figure it out because I feel like I need to have. I gotta have a go-to drink.
Okay.
I gotta have a go-to.
I
drink.
am this out now. What do you think it's going to be?
None of which what you.
None
said.
of what I said. Okay.
Nothing.
Fair
I-
enough.
I hate everything that.
What
you
is
said.
What is your low tier? Comes in a can. Easy.
Comes in a can? Oh, my lowest tier drink. Gonna be honest with you. I'm a little different from you. Louis the 13th.
Okay. Okay. That is $1,500 a bottle. That is not your low tier drink.
You said it, not me.
Yeah, that is not your low tier drink, Chase.
It kind of is.
You are not a pimp from St. Louis. That is not your low tier drink. The fans want to know. No, I think your low tier drink.
I guess my low tier drink. Give me a second here to kind of think. I mean, listen, my low tier drink would be, it would be a beer. The beer of choice for me would be a,
Heineken guy.
Heineken. How'd you know?
Yeah, Heineken.
Heineken.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Heineken.
Great beer.
Yeah.
Premium
Heineken.
beer.
I gotta keep it Heineken.
Your mid tier drink.
Mid tier drink. I'm going with. I don't know if this is because mid or old fat or high end, but the old fashioned Maker's Mark.
Okay. Boom. That's a great mid-tier
with the
drink.
little orange. The orange.
This is for you. This is your
Yeah.
for your mindset.
yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Make it old fashioned, Maker's Mark. Mm-hmm. And if we're talking about high end, if we're really gonna fucking do it up, we're gonna go probably. We're gonna go Henny Privilege.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
If you think white privilege was a thing, Henny Privilege, bitch. Sorry, that was aggressive. Henny Privilege.
Oh wow. Oh, I've seen these bottles before. Wow.
What do we think, Nikki? What do we think?
I wouldn't be. My body wouldn't know how to digest this, but it's a beautiful bottle.
Right.
I've always been partial to the branding of Hennessy. I like their I like their bottle.
Yes.
I like what they what
Yeah,
they do.
yeah. Henny Privilege.
Okay, good.
Henny Privilege, and also I gotta also support my boy Nas because he's
Sure.
so
Brand ambassador.
brand ambassador. Yeah.
Okay.
I like Ciroc, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Ciroc. Ciroc's been always kind of on.
Ciroc?
Sure.
Sharif? Abdul Rahim?
Ciroc. It's probably pronounced the right way you said it, but how I say it is how I think it is.
I think if you said Ciroc, I think people, depending on the bartender, would look at you and go, I've been saying Ciroc the wrong way this entire time.
I think if I say Ciroc one more time, someone's gonna be like, "Are you a general contractor with sheetrock?
Yeah.
Like, what's going on here? Like, why are you pronouncing liquor as part of your general contracting duties?"
Why are you trying to mix Sharif and Barack together? Okay, that's solid.
Ciroc, Ciroc watermelon.
Oh, Jesus.
I like Coco Loso.
Don't know what that. Oh, okay, yeah. It's in a brown. Is it in a brown bottle?
No, what it is, it's Ciroc mixed with pineapple juice.
Okay.
It's called Coco Loso.
See, now this is where this is for those that are listening. This is where it starts to
get a little
deviate.
suspect.
This is discipline. This is the discipline that you and I are talking about here.
Yeah. Ciroc is pretty good. It's a good, nice vodka.
So a vodka soda, or what do you do? Your
I don't do
Ciroc
sodas. I like to mix it with juice. I don't know why.
with? Okay, all right. So
I used to do Tito's soda of lime. My friend Randy gets them all the time, so I used to kind of just get them, and they were good. And also less calories, so good on the
that's
calories.
the thing, yeah.
So that's what he used to tell me. He's like, "Yeah, just drink that. It's less calories." I mean, he can bang them out like it's nothing.
Yeah.
But me, it's like a couple and I'm good. But splash a little crayon, make it clear,
Okay.
and then actually, Tito's soda lime, splash of crayon. Let's go.
Okay.
That translucent color. I'm about looks.
Is that
the
a Tom
drinks.
Collins
Oh, is there a name for it?
vodka
Soda, lime, splash of crayon.
cranberry? That's a Cape Cod.
It's called a Cape Cod.
Yeah, but that's vodka cranberry. Vodka soda
Splash.
cran.
I would like the listeners, while Nikki's looking this up, if you guys could send me send us like some of your favorite concoctions. I would love to know, because I really would like to kind of figure out a drink for myself. And if I have to drink every single goddamn drink that you guys refer me, I will.
This is called the Rose Kennedy, by the way, which is probably the whitest fucking drink.
First of all,
Fucking Rose Kennedy.
I love that name.
I think it's a great name.
What? I would say that proudly.
I'll do a Rose Kennedy. Excuse me?
Excuse
What do you... No. Yeah. Excuse you.
Yo, excuse you.
Yeah. Motherfucker. This is... I do vodka soda, splash of cran, Rose Kennedy, VSS.
But I wouldn't be able to say that at the at a bar like down Dudley.
Yeah, but... yeah. Okay.
Like
All
I
right,
can't
yeah.
go to like I can't go to like.
You're not going to Slade's asking for a Rose Kennedy.
No.
No.
I gotta match the
this is where the system fits in. You go Heineken. You go into Slade's, you do a Heineken.
Heineken.
Yep. And then
Because they would
not to say that Slade's doesn't know how to make a Rose Kennedy or couldn't make a great Rose Kennedy.
I'm gonna go on the limb. They don't have no fucking clue what a Rose Kennedy is. As a fucking black person from Boston and going, they're not gonna fucking know. You know what they'll look at you? They'll be like, "Who the fuck is Rose?" And we never voted for Kennedy in our life.
Get out of here. What are you talking about?
We didn't even vote in the '60s. What are you talking about?
They just give you Hennessy.
Just give us.
Just like, excuse me, this is not what I. Okay, all right, yep, thank you.
Thought I could bring something to the table.
Well, there you go. We figured it out.
I think we did. We worked it out. The Rose Kennedy is a great fucking. That would really throw people off, though. I don't think a lot of people would know that, right?
I think if you went to a classic Boston establishment like the Beantown Pub, like a Beantown Pub where you got an old weathered guy who maybe he worked at the Four Seasons as a bartender 20 years ago.
He's probably from Winthrop.
You go to the Sail Loft. You go to Sail Loft over by the North End. You ask for Rose Kennedy, they'll know exactly what it is.
Some guy that used to work at the Salem Willows.
Winthrop. Guy that lives in Winthrop.
Just, in the nook of Winthrop.
Yeah.
That he's got his own
Out
house.
on the neck.
Yeah, the neck.
Anyone that lives on the neck.
Has a boat but doesn't have no engine. Just
It's his project.
This is project.
Yeah.
20 years.
45 years. Did he stop working on when his wife passed away?
It's on concrete slats.
Yeah. So you
I got to tell you something, dude. Oh, let's get away from the drink thing.
Okay.
For a second. You know what I've been looking up lately? I've been looking up to buy, which is interesting because every time I say when I look up to buy, I can't buy it. I can't afford it.
No.
We always say I'm looking to buy it. I can't fucking buy it.
You can still look.
I can still look though. Shipping container houses.
Okay. I've seen these. I've done a little research as well.
I'm all in.
Interesting.
I'm all in. Let's build me a shipping container house. And for you guys who don't know what I'm talking about, there's houses that you can build by shipping containers that you just kind of weld them together and you just build them out. Mm-hmm. They're cheap, they're durable, and they fucking look cool as shit.
And you can ship them. Want to move?
I never thought about that.
Ship it.
Never thought about that.
Yeah. See, for me,
You can't ship it. Wow, didn't even know you could ship your own house. It's crazy.
I'm thinking more. I like the converted vans. Have you ever seen those?
Yeah, oh yeah.
I like those converted vans. That's where I'm at. Because I like being able to. If you're gonna live in that, if you're gonna have a different lifestyle,
Yes.
to me,
That's where I'm going.
if you're gonna have a different lifestyle, you might as well be able to move around. If you're gonna be out there,
so
be
you're
fully out there.
You're smart because you're like, if shit hits the fan, we need to leave.
Yeah, because chances
Exit
are
strategy.
exactly. Chances are, if you're looking to live an alternative lifestyle, you're not going to be staying in one place for too long. So I think just investing in one of these Sprinter vans that turns into like a nice like 1-bedroom apartment on the inside,
And just take showers at like truck stops and stuff, or
and gyms.
just buy it.
Buy a gym membership. It's you could do so much with that.
Okay. See, every time that I think I have a great idea and I talk to someone who, they usually have a better idea.
Well, I think the shipping container is interesting from what? A cost perspective?
Cost.
Yeah,
And
okay.
just also different and authentic.
Yeah.
And I feel like, listen, I don't have no kids. I'm not married. I mean, not yet. I don't think. Who knows what happens in my future? But with the way things are priced these days with inflation, I gotta start looking at these things, right? Listen, I'm a comedian, man. Money to me at this point, it is what it is. I'm gonna make it. I'm not gonna make it. I'm gonna have it. Not gonna have it. I'm doing this thing till the wheels fall off. That's why I committed to. But I could still be a little bit smart, right? The shipping containers, I don't even know how much they cost. I think they're less than like $100,000.
Yeah, you could get a sub $100,000 shipping container home now.
Mm-hmm. Dude, I would deck my fucking shipping container house like it's nothing. Oh, dude, I could see you in a shipping container house, bro. Definitely. You'd make it like nice and like really contemporary too. You probably have like the most sickest,
Right here
the black with the. I knew it
with the yellow door.
with the yellow. I
3 stories.
Wow. Does that look cool to you, bro?
That looks cool to me. I don't know how my wife would feel about it, but like honestly, like even this is kind of
Right.
cool. Farm credit message. Oh yeah, you get. Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it would have to be It would have to be, design. The aesthetics would have to. You would have to go. Oh shit! I'm in a shipping container.
Yes
This
and
is
no.
gorgeous.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
This is
It
beautiful.
would be black. It would be
Jet black.
Jet black.
Yep.
I believe they have to coat it so it doesn't rust. There's a certain specific coat
Sure.
you gotta so it doesn't rust. I mean, there's a lot of like logistics and technicalities with these things, but the plot of land is cheap. The shipping containers like $6 or $7 each only. You buy 3 or 4 of those, plot them together, you weld them, cut them out, get a general contractor, pay him $1 bucks. You're looking at probably like $100,000 for a house.
Yeah, if you know people too, you're in a good. I find it interesting. Again, to me,
I don't think you're excited. I don't think this doesn't really. Based on your tone, you're not really.
I would
seem like
have to
excited
do
for
some
me.
tours. I would have to tour a couple.
You want to see it?
I want to see it. I want to see how the plumbing works.
Yeah.
I want to see what the HVAC system's like. How am I? The only thing that's important a couple things that are important to me in life: comfort,
Yes.
which comfort, security,
Yeah.
and my trips to Miami.
I got it.
Those are my 3 things.
You'd be able to go to a lot of trips to Miami by saving costs on this house.
I just like people that figure life out
Yeah.
for themselves, whatever that looks like to them.
Do you see yourself always a city kid, dude?
Honestly, if I was,
Where have you guys talked about with
Yeah.
your wife? Like,
I'm
it's
always
hard to like ask that question now but maybe you guys don't feel it now. But could you see yourself not being city?
I need to be close to the city. My dad always lived in. I grew up in the burbs, so I was not. I was born in the city, lived there for a little bit as a kid, as a young toddler,
Yeah.
and then moved out to the suburbs.
Yeah.
So I've always been drawn to the city. I'd always come in and visit the city.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, I've been living in the city the last 10 years.
Love it.
Love the city.
Yeah.
Don't see myself leaving anytime soon. If I do leave, I want to do what he did, which is live in JP, live in Brookline, live in, a little neat little
Yeah.
suburban
neighborhoods, yeah.
metropolitan neighborhoods outside the
That
city.
surround the city.
So I can go in.
Cambridge is nice.
Cambridge is beautiful.
Cambridge is. If I had a coin, I would live in Cambridge.
Yeah.
To be quite honest with you.
If I taught
Hemp.
African studies at Harvard Extension, I'd live in Cambridge and never leave my home.
Right. Teach hemp.
And teach hemp and teach underwater
How to make
basket
a kale
weaving.
salad from scratch.
Yeah, things like that. But I like people that have things figured out for themselves. So a shipping container home is interesting.
It's interesting.
I want to figure out how do I make it feel like it's a real home.
That's the best part, though. When you build from the ground up, you know what I'm saying? Because you can make it the way you want. Instead of going into a building or a house, you're just like, oh, it's already constructed. Then you have to be like, I gotta get cut. I gotta break this wall down. And now you're building it as you're like, it's really your masterpiece the way you want it.
Oh, you like the artistic side of it, where it's like creating your own space.
Yeah, with Sade music in the back.
Okay, well, of course, pipe through. It's interesting.
I'm just starting to look at it because I'm also looking at costs. Costs. What I can afford. Can I still have a certain things with, yeah, am I making $500,000? No. Yeah. Can I buy a $2.4 million condo with a concierge downstairs that tells me every time a delivery comes?
No one can.
I don't, and I wouldn't want to live like that.
Well,
that's a
speak
lie.
for yourself.
That's a lie. Yeah, that's a lie.
I would love to make $500,000.
Actually, I'd love to make $500,000.
and have someone tell me that I have another package
Yeah.
from Amazon.
Oh, you did, oh, we this podcast is on its way, but yeah, I was kind of going down some rabbit holes on YouTube, the other day, and I'm just like, shipping container houses. This seems cool. The van thing has always been something that in my mind too.
Yeah.
I mean, why not? Right? I guess I have a lot of options, right? I mean, I don't have like.
I think you need to plot your next move. Figure out your next move. What's that going to be? What does that look like?
I'll be honest with you. I kind of like the van thing.
Yeah.
The van thing. Buy a van, one of the Mercedes Sprinter vans.
Mm-hmm.
Build it up. Build it out. The way I want, because dude, I'm not a big guy. I
Tour, and then you're touring.
Touring, gas is fine.
Yeah, those vans, dude. Those vans are like 8 feet tall. You know,
Yeah.
plenty of room.
Listen, you're the same way laying down.
Yeah. So I would go van, so you can move around.
Yeah. Okay.
You can always rent an apartment if you settle in a city, because you just park the van at the apartment.
If I'm decking my van out to live, I'm not renting an apartment. It's gonna be my home.
I guess that's it then.
You know, I don't need to.
Well, I'm saying you have the option to. You have the option to do more things with the van.
Yeah.
You know what you should really do?
What's I should? They fucking tell me.
Invest, save,
Let's go. Let's go.
buy a storage container.
Storage container. One container.
Put it in Alston.
Okay.
Okay. Rent it out. Use the money that you get from that to buy your van.
To buy my
And now you have a little empire.
yeah.
You know?
I'm just, dude, when I saw the shipping container architecture, I was like, this is pretty cool. It's got a little kind of Pacific Northwest feel to it.
Yeah.
Lodgy. It's, you could, on some land, you can buy like maybe a couple acres,
You know, Chase, for as you're actually a lot more conventional than I think you let on.
You know, when you talk to me when you talk to me this way, it just makes me feel that I've made a great decision.
Well, because
Well, what do you mean conventional? What does that mean?
well, conventional in the sense of like liking the thought of a home, liking the thought of setting roots and having that space for yourself and potentially for a family.
Yeah, man.
It's not a bad thing.
No, I don't like. I agree with you. I think it's not a bad thing. I think that for me, I think it's. I think just kind of like having a place that is yours, so you can just have pure serenity, is so significant. Mm-hmm. You have to go. Your house, the home that you live in, has to be a place where it just blocks out all white noise.
Mm-hmm. Specifically white noise.
I kind of invite white noise in my house, but we're not going to talk about that. That's a different.
but
You know what I
conventional in that sense, but another sense is like you do like to try things, like the shipping container home. The things that you wouldn't necessarily just feel like if you didn't bring that up logistically, I would have just been like, what about just a regular house?
Right. Right. I think with the freedom, I mean, obviously I don't have like any particular anything to hold me down to not make those decisions, so that it's kind of easy for somebody like in my position to kind of roam freely in that space, right? Creative space. Yeah, shipping container, why not? Or trailer park, sure. Sprinter van, house, sure. Like, it's a little harder if you have, like I guess a family or whatever. But I do want to I gotta create a plan. You gotta have a plan. Mm-hmm. You gotta have a plan, right? But the thing is with comedy, it's like, what the fuck? There's no plan. You don't know.
Kind of. See, this is where
you don't fucking know. You don't know what's gonna happen, right?
That's true, but I do think there's a foundational plan.
There has to be a foundational plan.
Like with the drink stuff.
There's gotta be a foundational plan.
Know your three.
Yes.
Know your foundations. These are the three things. Like so with comedy.
Yeah.
Know where you want to end up.
Well.
Or know that you're going to end up somewhere, and have your little plan in place, and then the rest of it
kind of falls into place.
I'll take a Heineken. I have a beer that's just like a Heineken. Mm-hmm. but this is a newer thing. And you're like, oh, okay, but I'm staying on I'm being true to myself, and I'm staying on the thing that I know is going to get me to that end thing that I want.
I feel like the next chapter for me in my life is also going to be creating that working towards that foundation place where I can say, okay, this is mine. And this is what I can always rely on this to come back to.
Sure.
I went through a lot of stuff in my teenage years and my 20s, 30s too. It's always been an uphill battle for me. I've always had to like figure things out. I've always been that figure it out guy. You know, I've managed to figure things out through all these fucking tests of life that fucking seems to always be happening to me. But it's now I want to get to a point where it's like, all right, I like a place of my own. I want a place of my own. I want to get a place of my own with my own fucking nice $2,000 bed, mattress. Right? That's probably the only expensivest thing I'm ever going to have in my place, by the way, is the mattress. Everything else is going to be moderately quality stuff. Right? Good stuff. I mean, it's not going to be like, you know, Louis Vuitton velour like furniture, but it's going to be nice stuff.
It doesn't line up. But
Crate and Barrel.
But here's the thing. All that shit that you just talked, like, that doesn't line up to what you're looking for. You're looking for a space that you're comfortable in.
Yeah.
That makes you feel comfortable.
Makes me feel comfortable.
And that makes you, when you go home, just go, okay, this aligns with the thing that I'm trying to do.
Yes.
Louis Vuitton sheets
doesn't lie.
Do not align with the thing that I'm trying to do because I'm not a pimp from St. Louis.
Exactly.
You know?
Right. Or Chingy.
I have to. I'm sorry. I know it's your...
I'll be right there.
I'm not a member of the Saint Lunatics, so I will not have Louis Vuitton sheets anytime soon.
There's no real reason that we need to have printed. We don't need Louis Vuitton print on my sofas.
No. My wife sent me something on Instagram, and it was a great quote, and it was basically just like, look, life is going to be hard regardless.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be hard regardless. You need to choose your kind of hard. It's hard to be broke. It's also really hard to be financially disciplined. It's hard to be fat. It's also really hard to be fit. So this is going to just be something that you have to be like, fuck, this is
me.
But you have to do your thing that just keeps you on your little path.
Yeah.
So it's going to suck regardless. I would say it's going to suck. Whatever it is going to suck.
Yeah.
You're going to look at it and be like, okay, well.
Yeah. Well, it's something, there's a slogan out there that says, embrace the suck, embrace the suck.
Yeah.
A lot of people can't
choose your suck.
Well,
I think you should choose your suck because at the end of the day,
you can choose your suck.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pause. You can definitely choose it for sure. In addition to choosing it, you have to also welcome it. Like you gotta kind of deal with it.
Well, that's what. Yeah.
That's what choosing it. Yeah. Well, some people choose things, but they don't like it. There's a lot of people that choose things and they necessarily don't like it. So you can choose a seltzer water that you never tried before, and you're like, I'm gonna try this. Fuck, I should have went with the mango seltzer.
You're choosing to be adventurous.
Right.
You're choosing to,
Right.
Also, you can't say pause in that way without having a New York accent.
Pause.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't say, pause.
Nope.
No. If I'm in a room full of guys
like
and I say something that's
you sound like a Karen, like we said.
I love glizzies. Pause. I'm instantly redeemed in that moment.
You got redeemed
by saying pause with a New York accent.
Oh yeah. I had a conversation with someone the other day. We were talking about that, actually embracing the negative, not even so much negative, but just basically everything that comes with trying to get to where you want to be, right? Getting to that place that says, you know what the worst feeling is? I don't know if you ever, when you feel like you're mediocre, but you're not.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're better than what you are, but you're not, like but you're not yet.
Mm-hmm.
That place, you're just like, what the fuck? I know I'm better than this shit, and it's like I'm not better yet. and you're trying to get better, but it's just like it's taken so long, so people get frustrated, you know, or people just like are not doing the things in order to be better, or whatever the case may be. A friend of mine told me that he's like, dude, it's like it's like I know I'm not mediocre. I've never been in this position before. I just feel mediocre, and I know I'm not, and things are not happening the way I thought it would have happened. And I told him, I was like, dude, this is a great position to be in. He's like, what do you mean by that? I was like, you're realizing, one, that life doesn't go the way you planned. B, that you need to change something, which a lot of people don't get to that place. Some people never change. They're like, this is what it is. So embrace it. And it's going to be a long road, but each step has to be, you know, you can't get down on yourself.
No, you can't get down on yourself, but you also have to. Some people are just mediocre.
And some people are just mediocre.
That's it.
When I mean mediocre, I mean like kind of just someone who either was very like on point at one point, and then now they're not, and then they're trying to get back.
I think mediocre is not obsessed with that thing.
Oh no,
like
mediocre is mediocre. Yeah.
Like I'm a mediocre stand-up comic. I would say I am mediocre at it because I'm not going out every single night. I love comedy. I respect it. I want to be around it. Who knows? Maybe I'll get back to that 2-3 years ago when I was going to 3-4 mics, you know, a night or trying to.
If you want.
But what I'm saying is, but then I can't be them like, no, I'm a great stand-up. Well, no, you're not because you're not obsessed with it. You're mediocre.
Right.
So like.
Yeah. Right.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it's okay to be mediocre at things, but like, you know, if you feel like you're the best, it's like, okay, just then obsess over it.
Work it.
And be exhausted.
Work
and
on it.
I think there's a lot. It's like when you were a kid. I don't know, like we talked about this a lot. Like I did a lot of manual labor as a kid.
Oh yeah, that teaches you. That's
Painting. When you get to the end of painting a garage, the inside of a car garage at like a dealership.
Oh yeah.
Where you're just like this old fucking building I had to paint, and it was just a 3-week process, exhausting. At the end, you're like, oh shit,
proud of this.
I'm proud of this. I was fucking exhausted
from beginning to end.
I'm like crying. I'm like ready to get this shit done. And But then you're like, oh fuck, I did this whole thing.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Starting something from scratch and
obsessing.
Yeah, starting something from scratch and, you know, being obsessive about perfecting it and getting to perfection is, I don't know. The world is a little different now. Everything's fast. Everything is more reactive than proactive now,
I think the world is the same.
Yeah.
Not the same. I mean, I think the world is kind of like, I don't think we're that different. I just think we're so obsessed with what everyone else is doing. We're so extrinsic.
You know what I've also noticed too? I feel like this is also with young people. There's an energy in the air, or there's a thing with, I think more with younger people, but they don't want to be wrong. Like no one wants to be wrong. Like they can't accept being wrong.
Ever.
And I'm just like, what the fuck is going on? Because I grew up doing everything wrong.
All the time.
All the wrongs
Never
led up
right.
to me being eventually right. Like getting to the right. So I'm thinking like, why are you so bothered of being wrong? What are you afraid of? What's the fear? What is the thing? So, and I'm just coming from the place of, listen, if you're not going to be able to accept that there's going to be fucking a lot of wrongs and mistakes in your life to get to the place you think that you're going to be right, this is a different battle. Like we're going against here.
I'm at breakfast, right? When I'm in Miami.
Yeah.
And I said to the waitress, I go, hey, I said, hey, that's how I order with waitresses.
You're from New York. What the fuck you think?
So pause.
Chelsea.
So, hey, I want to get this omelet, but I don't want cheese in it.
Omelet, no cheese, so it's not an omelet.
And then she even said to me, she acknowledges it and goes, "Okay, so you want to do the French omelet, no goat cheese. What do you want to add?" I go, "First of all, thanks for asking. Thank you, because yes, now I am down one thing in the omelet. So maybe we'll do a little peppers and onions.
Yeah, substitute.
Little peppers and onions in there.
Yeah,
Love that.
Substitute something in there.
Fantastic. Wonderful. We'll put that in. Omelet comes out. It's got goat cheese in it.
So, okay.
So someone is wrong, and it's not me. There's nothing I did in this moment that was wrong. I told her what I wanted. She acknowledged it, wrote it down, sent it in. So I like try to eat half of them or whatever. I'm one of those people where it's like, you know what, this isn't right. So I'm just probably not going to eat the thing. And if you ask, great. If you don't, whatever. It is what it is. So go to checkout, pay the bill. And she's like, "How was everything?" I go, "Well, as you can tell, I only ate half of this. There is cheese in this."
I didn't ask for cheese.
And I didn't ask for cheese. And she goes, "No, I know. But you kept eating, though. And I asked you if it was wrong, and you said everything was fine." It's like, "Yeah, well, I hadn't eaten the thing when you asked me." It's not a big deal. I was like, "It's not a big deal. I'm just letting you know, like, if you looked at the omelet, the cheese was in there. When you came over, I was eating the potatoes, the breakfast potatoes, which were delicious. The whole meal was fantastic. I'm just letting you know there was cheese. I had to go to the bathroom in the middle of the meal, which is why I'm now paying you in a different place than when I was sitting at the table, because I had to use the restroom. Because I can't have cheese. Not a big deal. I think a simple fix to this, this is exactly what I said, is just to take that menu item off the bill. And if you can do that, great. And if you can't, then I'd just like to pay the bill now.
I don't like how you presented that. I don't like how you presented all these options to her. But we'll talk about that. But go ahead. We'll go
I
back.
believe it doesn't matter who was wrong. And all that matters is who is going to accept what happened and fix it.
And fix it.
Yes.
Right.
She comes back with me and goes, "Number one, you should have said something. Number two, when I asked you how the meal was and you said everything was fine, whatever, you should have said something. Number three, I did my job." And I go, this is Chase. These are the exact words that are being. This is the conversation. I'm not embellishing at all. And so I go, "Okay."
Did you?
I go. You did a great job. You even wrote down what I said.
You should have poured her fucking orange juice down her
But there
back.
was still cheese in the omelet, and I had diarrhea halfway through the meal and had to leave. Me and my wife had to leave and go to the restroom. Now, I don't think this is your fault, but it does need to be rectified, and I do need to pay the bill. So she took care of the entire meal. And I go, no.
That's not what I asked.
I don't want you to take care of the meal. It's not a cheap breakfast at this hotel. Just take the omelet off. She's like, no, it's all done. It's all taken care of. I'm like, okay, well, I'm sorry that we had this interaction. I did. I'm sorry we had this interaction. I think you did a great job. I don't complain. I don't like to complain, but I'm just letting you know, like, this is the thing.
Yeah.
Couldn't
accept that she
any
failed.
Feedback of anything.
Yeah.
And she couldn't even hear me. She couldn't even hear me saying, "You didn't fail. The person that made this fucking omelet
failed.
Didn't read your writing failed."
That's right.
But I'm the customer, and I'm just letting you know
that
I didn't have a good meal. I got diarrhea halfway through the meal.
Shit, you had poo-poo drawers.
I had bubble guts in the middle of the meal.
You had omelet booty. Just omelet booty. Fucking in the middle of Miami.
I got omelet booty.
105 degrees. You fucking
now I have to go up to the room and shower because I am not one of those people that's going to get in the pool after this situation, even though everyone at that hotel had omelet booty and they were in the pool.
Contamination.
But that's to your point. Listen, hey, I'm not coming to you in a prickish way. I'm just letting you know. You asked.
And I told you.
And I told you.
You didn't receive it well.
And you did not receive it well.
And now it's your fault.
And I'm sorry that we had to have this interaction.
Yeah. Again, I always have prefaced this. Ever since I started doing fucking podcasting, bro, accountability sets you free.
Absolutely. It has nothing. I'm not one of these sadistic fucks that are like, no. Say to me that you got this wrong. Like, I'm not one of those people because we've all seen those people out, right?
Oh, yeah.
And you're like, I hope this person gets hit by a fucking bus.
Yep.
I'm like, look, I don't care. I'm just letting you know I have a touch of diarrhea. So just so you can, some quality control here, here's a little feedback. Couldn't handle it.
Can't handle it.
You see it everywhere.
It's disgusting.
Everywhere.
It's just, it's not assuring to me that we're moving in the right direction with social interactions. Listen, you know how many times I've said sorry to people that I knew it wasn't my fault?
All the time.
And I'm not saying sorry for any leverage here.
No.
I'm saying sorry to maintain the cohesiveness so karma comes back how it needs to come back.
Yep.
People need to start thinking outside themselves. But it's hard.
Well, because it turns into a you're not going to get canceled. Chill the fuck out.
Yeah.
Okay? You're not, just because you got up in front of me, I'm on the plane, and these are all like little things, right? Like this is all like shit. But this is where people, it's like, hey dude, you just rolled over my foot with your bag.
Just say sorry.
Just say, oh fuck man, I'm sorry. I
My
didn't
bad.
even notice you there.
Yeah.
I'm not coming at you. I'm letting you know. Yeah, you can't remind people. You can't give anyone critical, constructive feedback. It feels like they're either it's a protest or it's like
it's attack
coming
on them.
coming at your livelihood.
Yeah. I had to tell one of my workmates just the other day. You know, she kept on leaning in with the words, I didn't do this. You know, they did wrong. I made sure to put the notes in the account. You know, and I'm just like, okay. We work in a teamwork atmosphere. And I'm like, and the second thing I was like, oh, I know what this is about. You've never been told no before. Mm-hmm. The way you were raised, I could tell that you've never been fucking either punched in the face, right? Or two, which, I mean, that was excessive. Actually. That was a little excessive. I just wanted to say punch in the face. Sometimes when I say punch in the face, it's like it makes me feel good.
Yeah,
not
it
like
releases
doing it.
The action.
Just me feeling. Saying get punched in the face. Like the way I say my face, I scrunch up.
Yeah,
it feels good. Not relevant to the story.
No,
but I recognize the fact that she's never took accountability for herself.
Correct.
And that's a part of how you were raised. It all starts with me first of how you were raised, how the environment that you're in.
I'm with you
to a degree.
Yeah, I'm with you up until 30 years old.
Up until you're older enough,
30 years old.
And then you have to like start.
You have to then address. You have to figure. You have to realize that me saying that there's cheese in the omelet is not your dad saying you're not good at dance.
I don't think you have to wait till 30.
But I'm just saying, like,
you gotta get this. You know,
that's my cap. My cap is 30. If you're a 35-year-old and you're still saying like, oh well, that's because okay, figure it out.
Yeah.
Go to fucking Headspace and figure it out.
Yeah, I don't know. Go to a speakeasy or something, or like, you know, I don't know.
But to what you were saying, sorry to interrupt you. To what you were saying, in that environment, it's like, okay, but we all lose if you don't help this other person figure out what's going on.
And this is what I tried to. This is how I left the conversation. I went up to her. I couldn't take it anymore. I went up to her and I said, I just want to let you know, in this workspace, in this environment, in this establishment, it's a we problem. There's no I here. And I walked away. And I could tell, I could feel it. Like something just hit her. Like no one ever told her this in that way. Like that direct, that transparent, and just like, I didn't even give her time to respond, because that's what these people do. You can't give these people time to respond to what you're telling them in this context, because they're going to find another way to go around it so they don't take accountability. You have to be like, hey, listen, by the way, this is not about you. This is about us. When you fail, we fail. Yeah.
Done. See
done. And walk out the room.
Yeah.
Let them sit in it. Let them fucking let the circuit, the circuits in the brain start like they what I don't. It's like, yeah. What do you think this is? You think you just like the world just revolves around you?
Yeah.
You think the world just sits down? I had one friend that says he's like, oh, I don't say sorry unless I know I'm right. I'm sorry, unless I know I'm wrong. And I'm like, hey, so are you always right? Is that what you're telling me?
I think I get what he's saying. I think
I
get
know what he gets
in
what he's
business where it's like you don't say sorry first. You say thank you for. I get it. I think I get what he's saying, but like a sorry in a situation will go so far to someone.
So far, it goes so far.
I'm sorry.
You know what?
Let's level the thing here. Let's
level it up.
I'm sorry. You clearly are good at your job. There was clearly a breakdown somewhere.
Yeah.
But here's what I think. And tell me, do you think that's fair?
I stay away from people that don't know how to apologize.
Yeah, you have to.
I stay away from them because it's either they'll never get to the point of them accepting that they're not the only ones that matter.
That's Mm-hmm. Well, I think you know. I think it's a
yeah.
rare
But back to the
thing.
fear thing, right? I feel it. There's a fear of not wanting to be wrong.
Not
and
wanting
I don't
to
know
be
what it
fucking
is.
canceled.
I don't know what it is.
People don't want to be canceled. People don't want to be looked at and go like,
okay.
Even in a small work
Or get
setting.
in trouble. Or
In a work setting, it's a form of this whole new thing with like, we are going to now look into you because you made a mistake here, and there was no way for you to come back from this mistake. And I think
it's weird.
That whole mentality on a smaller level is being kind of sent out to because everyone just sees the perfect finished product. Everyone is balls deep in their phone.
I see.
And everyone's seeing that perfect thing. And if you're not that perfect thing, it's like,
what are you?
The fuck are you, piece of shit? Figure it the fuck out.
I
and
see.
so they're going like, well, I'm not the piece of shit. I wrote down no cheese. I'm not a piece of shit.
Right.
Either you're the piece of shit for bringing it up, or
Right.
Miguel in the kitchen.
Yeah.
And by Miguel, I mean Michael in the kitchen.
I was going to say. Equal opportunity podcast here.
I'm just saying.
We learned a lot today.
Stanley in the kitchen.
Stanley.
Maybe he's the piece of shit, but
Jean-
it's like just no one's the piece of shit. You just made a mistake. Let's figure it out together.
It's going to be interesting the next few years. It's going to be interesting. We're going to go. Well, I just want to say, listen, I'm sorry, Nick. Can we start this relationship?
I'm not sorry about Austin. I will not say I'm sorry to Austin, Texas.
No, you're firm in that.
No,
You're firm
I'm
in
out.
that. All right. It's interesting because I was like, hey, Nick, I know some couple places you can get up and do some stand up. And
Thumbs up.
it was like,
Give you the thumbs up. No
yeah,
response.
I felt like you were probably over Austin by that time.
I saw that and I go,
You're
Chase.
I'm not going to do anything extra that I need to do in this city.
I read the vibe and I go, I'm not on acid and I'm not blackout drunk. No one's going to laugh at whatever I have to, whatever little Northeastern nuance I have.
Yeah.
They're out.
They're gone.
And I'm out. Cut to the Chase podcast. I'm out. Chase, before you get the setup, follow, like, subscribe on YouTube and on Instagram. Follow Chase on Instagram. And you know, we're getting some traction on YouTube. Just keep going to the videos. The more episodes Chase does, the more we'll try and work some videos in there. So follow me, Pain in my Assad.
Thank you much, Nick. As always, you guys just listen to Nick. He has all the answers. You know, he's tired of Austin, Texas. He's fed up. Okay, go to my page. Go to our page. Go to Cut to the Chase podcast. Like, subscribe, share. As he said, we do have episodes up right now with guests and comedians that I interviewed. Sam Buck, please check out that episode. I have another episode that's coming up with comedian and friend Jason Cardova. You guys can experience that. That's going to be up shortly. We're going to be posting clips on YouTube as well. I have all clips. I haven't posted clips, but we're going to go post clips so you can just, look at, short clips of the conversations that we have and get a vibe of what we're doing over here. You can follow me at Chase Abel, ChaseAbel on Instagram, www.chaseable.com. Again, have a great week. We'll see you back here, same time, same channel. Peace.